What's up, meta nerds? This video is all about the Chadra-Fan species. You may have seen a Chadra-Fan in the classic scene when Luke and Obi-Wan are visiting a cantina in Mos Eisley. That was a female Chadra-Fan whose name was Cabe, and if she looked small to you, that's because Chadra-Fans grow to be about a meter tall, making them about the same height as a Jawa or an Ewok. Chadra-Fans are humanoid, but generally have small, thin frames covered in fur and a slightly large, bat-like head. Their tiny frame is a result of their fast metabolism, and their small bodies are able to process food so quickly that it actually affects their sleep, and so Chadra-Fans only need about 2 hours of sleep a day. Feeling refreshed after 2 hours of sleep might seem awesome until you consider the fact that this accelerated system also makes it so that they have a much shorter lifespan. On average, the Chadra-Fan reaches full maturity by the age of 15, and most only live to be about 25 years old, but some rare and lucky Chadra-Fan actually lived into their 40s. This faster metabolism breaks down more energy and releases more byproducts in a much shorter time frame, shortening the average lifespan of their cells, and thus literally wearing out their body. This high-speed metabolism also has an effect on their heart. Warm-blooded mammals will generally produce energy by using oxygen to metabolize food. As a result of this, the Chadra-Fans probably have a faster breathing rate, and we know that to keep everything processing smoothly, their body actually utilizes a second heart. It is said that if one of the Chadra-Fans' hearts stops functioning, they only have an additional 3 days to live. One heart simply can't keep such a fast system going, and with the slowdown of oxygen delivery, the Chadra-Fan's body starts to shut down. This hyperactive, constantly working species is sometimes shown with 2-toed feet, and other times with 4. Other unique features are that they had clear blood and heightened senses. It is said that they are able to see in infrared, and they are extremely sensitive to chemoreceptive smells, things like pheromones. The sensitivity to pheromones affects a large number of things in the Chadra-Fan species. For instance, to other species, there is no visible difference between a male and a female Chadra-Fan, but to them, the males and females are able to smell the differentiating pheromones that their bodies involuntarily give off. The pheromones did not just convey their sex, they also conveyed the Chadra-Fan's emotions. Eventually, the species evolved to the point where the pheromones sent information, such as the Chadra-Fan's family line, but sometimes the messages were so complex that they became confusing because the body was sending off so many different scents at once. The Chadra-Fan's nose had 4 nostrils, and this is most likely an advantageous evolutionary development. In order to metabolize food at such a fast rate, the Chadra-Fan had to take in a large amount of oxygen. And it's said that like bats from the planet Earth, the Chadra-Fan's ears are large compared to the rest of its body, and give it an amazing sense of hearing. Chadra-Fan hail from one of Chandrila's moons, which is called Chandra. This is a watery moon that is often ravaged by tsunamis and hurricanes. As a result of these natural disasters, many of them have an innate fear of drowning. The Chadra-Fan were constantly dealing with these kinds of weather events, and one of the worst was 10 years before the Battle of Yavin, when what became known as the Death Wave swept in, killed many Chadra-Fan as it swept away their homes that dotted the bayou. In order to survive the watery planet, the Chadra-Fan would sleep in the cirrus trees that were unique to the planet Chandra. Since they knew that their planet had a habit of sweeping away any permanent structures, the Chadra-Fan didn't really have a strong concept of a permanent home. This rough environment and short lifespan made it so members of this species tried to live life to the fullest and be around family and friends as much as possible. The Chadra-Fans have a unique clan system where everyone partakes in the raising of children. Children were the center of the community, and when a couple would have a child, every household would be open to them at all times. This way, the child learned to depend on any adult in the clan, and likewise, every adult in the clan was in charge of raising every child as their own. In this type of society, although a tiny Chadra-Fan had its father and mother, everyone was like a parent to them, resulting in very close-knit family clans. Children only left when they got married, which could happen as early as 15, when they reached physical maturity. But even when the couple was married, most of them never left the clan, and so this large extended family system would just keep growing and growing. As you might expect, this resulted in many Chadra-Fan that never left their planet, or even the area that their clan lived in. Interestingly, even the role of the clan leader was passed peacefully from one individual to another, depending on the expertise that a certain situation might call for. So, for instance, you might be leader today, but tomorrow a tsunami might hit, and there might be need for a leader that understands how to rebuild things that the clan lost. With this kind of transfer of power, you would peacefully pass the torch to the Chadra-Fan that has the most expertise in whatever area was needed at that time. Despite their extremely strong ties to their family and their clan, it wasn't unheard of for some Chadra-Fan to leave home and pursue their destiny across the galaxy. I want to go ahead and pause here, and in part 2, we'll talk about the trials and tribulations of the many Chadra-Fan who tried to make a life for themselves in the big, unforgiving galaxy. We'll look at the lives of some of the most interesting Chadra-Fan in both Legends and new canon material, and of course we'll end with our behind the scenes facts. So I hope to see everyone over in part 2.